C minor. C minor. So weird.
I'm gonna play something very different. Still Irish.
It's more like it. Who's this?
It's the Murphy Brothers. 3 harmonica players.
Yes. Oh yeah. A lot of swing there, isn't it? Some people don't.
People tune into the jam from last week.
What's that?
They're already commenting on it.
Oh, they're tuning. Yeah, that always happens. Make sure you're on the right jam.
That's impossible to say right now.
Yeah, I know, because they can't hear us. Tell those other folks to join this jam. It does say like happening now, like the time or something. Or...
See it, everybody? Okay, you ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Yeah.
Welcome back, the Baltimore Old Time Jam, into our 12th month of hosting from my house here in Baltimore. We've got Big Al on the guitar. We've got Brad Kolodner on the fiddle. That's actually his name. His
That is my middle
Brad.
name. It's Brad.
But my name is actually Bradley.
That's correct.
I'm Bradley Nathan Kolodner here on the, while opening a beer right now.
Everything you said is true.
Yep, so far.
Alexander David Lacquemont. He
That's
was
right.
originally going to be David, but they decided to call him Alexander
Almost
instead.
Maxwell.
Almost Maxwell?
Because my parents love coffee.
Whoa.
Yeah. The blue
I was
tint.
going to be
You would have just
Folgers.
been Max.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Spread this jam far and wide. Share on your Facebook pages. Let us know if you have any requests. Let us know what you're playing, where you're tuning in from. And you know, it was just about a year ago when we were wrapping up our second Baltimore Old Time Music Festival. It was a joyous weekend filled with dance and music. Just kidding, it didn't happen.
It was
Thanks to
supposed to
COVID.
be March 13th.
We were supposed to do it at this exact time last year, but it was postponed, and we will do it again someday. But this was about a year ago when all this was just starting to go crazy, and we're grateful for technology and this ability to bring you this jam every other Tuesday night. So grab your instrument and play along. We're going to start in the key of Gnome, G.
We're also grateful for you tuning in for a year and jamming with us.
Yeah, some of you have probably tuned into all of these jams. Anybody tuned into every single one of these? Let us know in the comments. Because we've been here. Well, actually, we haven't even been here at all of them. I think I've been at all
You've been
of
to
them.
everyone. I have not. And you
I have not.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah.
You've been the constant.
It's at my house, so, you know, it's
Yeah.
all my gear, computer, camera, all that stuff. Cool. Well, let's get going. What's the theme for today?
The theme for today is old-time tunes with origins in Irish music. So the tunes that have crossed over and many times have been significantly distorted by old-time musicians, but sometimes almost played exactly with the same notes, just in a different style.
Distorted is one way to frame it. They've evolved. They've grown. They've been translated, isolated for many years, and it's probably hard to say where every tune comes from, but some of them you can really trace back the melody, the structure of the tune. Some of them are unmistakably just drawn from the Irish version, but some tunes share elements of these other tunes we all love, so it's certainly a common language that has evolved from many traditions, including Irish and Scottish tunes. And we're going to start in the key of G and play some tunes without getting too academic, we'll let you know what the sort of the original, or at least the Irish origin tune we believe it is.
Sometimes Scottish.
Or Scottish,
That kind of became Irish too, they play it in both places, so yeah. So let's
Many of these will be familiar to you, so feel free to suggest tunes and let us know what you think. Cool. Welcome, everybody.
Let's do Uncle Joe's to start.
Uncle Joe. This one also goes by the name Miss McLeod's Reel.
And sometimes in the key, the original was probably in the key of A, I think, but we're doing it in G.
I'll play my G.
Uncle Joe's.
And we'll go nice and slow. Yes, it's a good thing to do.
All right. Why don't you put them on? Why don't they can talk to everybody?
Okay.
All 100 people who are watching right now.
Uncle Joe. That was one of the first two. Like when there's a video of Allie Bain.
Jay Unger. Is it Transatlantic Sessions?
No. Yeah, no. It's Allie Bain and like.
Bunch of looks.
Yes, great. Yeah, it's a great video. That was one of the first videos I ever saw that kind of got me into mind to play old time music. 'Cause that's the tune.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I think this Scottish version goes the other way. They switch the A and the B part. All right. How about?
And as you notice, we did 3 different tempos. We've kind of been tinkering with trying different speeds.
Yeah,
Doing some
well-
slow, medium, and then maybe some fast as well. So if that's all right with you, we might kick up the tempo on a bunch of these.
Don't run away.
Again, feel free to send in requests. Tunes that you think have an Irish or Scottish or, I don't know, any request. Send it our way.
How about that leather breeches?
Leather breeches.
Also known as Lord MacDonald's reel. Lots of string crossing in this one. Kind of nasty little tune to play on fiddle.
Aren't all fiddle tunes? Don't they all have string
No,
crossing?
this one has like all that stuff, you know. Keeps you busy. All right, 2
All right.
parts. Here we go. Leather breeches. Oh, that's not how it goes. Bridges.
A classic.
It's quite a classic.
Speaking of bluegrass too.
Yeah, big bluegrass tune.
All right.
Definitely. It's a great one on like flat picking guitar.
Yes.
It's just got the melody moves in a way that's great for bluegrass tunes.
A lot of people play it in the A part and the upper octave too. It's the third part. I stayed low.
If you're skilled enough.
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
not going
higher
there.
octave,
I'm
yeah.
not going there. Not squeaking away. Well, I should have practiced it. I was going to try.
Okay.
That's what we do.
So
one like Crockett's.
Waynesboro, maybe?
yeah, Waynesboro and Crockett's Honeymoon. Do you want to play fiddle on one?
I can play fiddle on one of these, yeah.
Okay.
Waynesboro, Crockett's Honeymoon, which I can do.
Either one. I can go to Dulcimer or stay on fiddle.
I'll do Crockett's Honeymoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to go on Hammer Dulcimer? Or
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with this one. Okay, this one's called Crockett's Honeymoon. It's a very pretty tune.
It is.
And the big warning is that it is unresolved. So both the A part and the B part end on the 5 chord, right? And on
That's
the D.
correct. Yep.
D as in dog.
That's
Most
a good.
tunes resolve the G in this case, but this one does not.
And those kind of things are good jamming tips for when we eventually start hanging out with other people again and playing music. You'd be like, let's play
right.
this tune. You don't know anything about it, but each part ends on the D chord. Okay?
Yeah, at 8 o'clock we will have our jam tips, and
Coming up.
we've started to do that here during our jams, provide some tips for you. As I know many of you are newer to jamming, some of you maybe have been jamming for a while. There are all kinds of tips and bits of advice that we can share with you. So stay tuned at 8 o'clock. Don't go anywhere. Okay, here we go. This one's called Crockett's Honeymoon.
I'm here.
Crockett's honeymoon. What was that honeymoon like? I don't even know.
Sounds like it was a nice one.
Sounds like a good honeymoon.
But was it
And unresolved.
unresolved?
Oh, that whoa. Could be trouble.
Oh, got a bunch of nerdy music folks up in here.
Okay. Okay, what's up next? We've got another one in G.
Waynesboro, maybe.
Waynesboro,
Sure.
Wild Horses, either one.
Yeah, either one. I could lead Waynesboro.
Do
I could
Wait,
Waynesboro. Okay, sure.
Let me jump on the bass.
alright. Yeah,
You can stay there.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
might go and fiddle. Might. Okay.
Oh, would you stand?
This one's called Waynesboro,
I could stay. Yeah, I could stay.
and it's 2/3 of a tune called "Over the Moor to
Yep.
Maggie,"
Yes.
which I first heard on a recording of yours
Yes,
with the
I re-
band Greenfire,
I
right?
recorded it years ago, 1998.
Wow, I feel quite small over here. A little
Well,
puny fiddle.
I'm headless over here.
This one's called Waynesboro, and it's a
There you
beautiful, beautiful tune. 2 parts, and it has an A minor chord in there, so
Ooh. Yes,
be
it does.
warned. I think you'll figure out where it goes, maybe.
Just happens in the A part only.
Any first timers tuning in for the very first time here to Baltimore Old Time Jam? If so,
Up with it.
please drop a note in the comments. Let us know what you're playing, where you're tuning in from. And if you'd like, you're welcome to share how you found out about the jam. It's always nice to know where you all came from. And we acknowledge that this jam has served a role amidst the pandemic for those of you who are craving social connection. It's been a lot of fun for us just to keep these tunes fresh. And
Learn
now
new
recently coming up with these themes for the jams, hence the green on the mic stand for St. Patrick's Day. Well, David says, I wish I was good enough to join in virtually, but I'm still learning how to play banjo. Well,
Just make some noise.
make some noise. Just plunk along.
Yeah. Play
No
it
one's
like
gonna
a-
hear you.
You know how to play a G chord yet? You could just play like G.
Yeah, just play a G chord.
Or one note.
Just play a G, yeah. Just
Yes.
play any note.
Just play the rhythm.
It's all about following the
Yeah.
rhythm and just having fun. Don't worry about if you don't get everything. Okay, here we go. And Tom says, I haven't heard a single mistake from the jammers yet.
That's right, Tom.
It's a great point. We've made some mistakes.
Yeah, we've made mistakes.
But don't worry, you are safe wherever you are. No
Right.
one will judge you for playing wrong notes.
We always make mistakes. Just keep going.
Waynesboro. Baltimore Old Time Jam. And I think it's time to go to the key of D, unless you want to do one more.
Let's go to D.
Hey,
We
Mike.
got a lot of D tunes.
You're playing that bass
played
too.
4, yeah. Okay. Key of D, as in dog. Get back on the
Banjo.
banjo.
Yeah, we got a lot of D tunes.
We got a sample. We might have to do a crazy set.
That's right.
Yeah, we gotta hopefully play all these.
Oh, and by the way, we do have that virtual tip jar, and we really appreciate all of you who have donated so far to keep this jam going. It's turned into a real nice, steady gig for us, and we really appreciate that amidst the pandemic and the lack of live
Gigs.
performances. Gigs, there just like aren't any.
This is our gig.
We're just starting to get some requests for some socially distant outdoor summer concerts. We're playing some sidewalk serenades here in Baltimore the last weekend of April. Those just went on sale today, so if you live here
Can
in
you do that? April 25th?
April 25th, I think it's a Sunday.
So.
And
Right.
my father and I, and perhaps Alex as well, will be playing sidewalk serenades here in the Baltimore area. So if you're nearby, perhaps you can sign up for one of those. It's just a mini concert in your front yard. And we
Invite
did,
your
we did
neighbors
those.
and
We actually
friends.
did the very first sidewalk serenade last year. It was around, actually not too long after this time last year. It was within the first couple weeks of everything going down. We played a little sidewalk serenade right around the corner.
Yeah.
It's a great idea, put on by this organization here in Baltimore called the Creative Alliance, which hosts our Baltimore Old Time Music Festival, which we'll hopefully do sometime maybe later this year.
Yep. We're working on it.
Is Waynesboro in pentatonic?
It's a very pentatonic melody.
It is definitely a pentatonic melody.
Good catch.
There are some little embellishments that certainly venture outside of your pentatonic, but yes, it's mostly pentatonic.
G
Yeah.
major pentatonic. G, A, B, D, and E. Those 5 notes. Yep, good ears.
Yeah, very good.
What D tune shall we start with?
Well, we got the Belle of Lexington.
It's a great tune. We want to start there?
Yeah, let's do that one.
And for those of you asking in the comments, if you look on the Baltimore Old Time Jam page, Ken did lots of posts which include all of the tunes for this jam. That's where you might, if you're trying to find the list, that's where it will be.
We started with the big list, and then we kind of narrowed it down to this pile of tunes, which we probably will not get to all of them, but we'll do our best. And the Belle of Lexington, when I first heard this played in old-time setting, I said, wait a minute, that is Kitty's Wedding. Because I knew it from the Irish Hornpipe. And again, it was just recast a bit, and but really a pretty tune. So if you're an Irish musician, play Irish music, and you know Kitty's Wedding, you can just about play that tune while we're playing this one. It's almost the same, a little different.
Bell of Lexington. That's a tune that it's funny how I don't know if anybody out there has the same experience, but there's certain tunes that you associate with specific people, where you play a tune with somebody a lot.
Absolutely.
And you just kind of, when you think of them, you may not even remember their name, but you remember what tunes they know.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what tunes they
Absolutely.
like to play. That's not the case with this one specifically, but I always think of my friend Amy Alvey, who's a great fiddler with the band Golden Shoals.
You know,
Good old friend from Clifftop, and a great fiddler, and I always remember playing this
I was
tune with her.
thinking the similar thing that like I remember when we played that tune with Mark and Amy, like at the bottom of the hill at Clifftop, and it was dark. I think there was one other person there with us.
Was that Alex Kramer?
No, fiddler from Virginia, Joe. He's
Joe Furtado.
Joe Furtado,
Yeah.
I believe, was there. So if we play any tunes tonight, that reminds me of a Clifftop jam. If we play any tunes tonight that remind you of some great jam you had, share them in the comments. It'd be nice to hear about some great memories of great jams you've had if we happen to play any of those tunes.
It's just kind of like how, and I say this on the radio a lot, how specific songs take you back to a specific place or a certain memory.
Definitely.
You remember where you first heard them, or you remember a particular experience, maybe a car ride, road trip, maybe you were with a family member at some gathering or something. But it's the same thing with playing music too. I find that there are certain experiences that tie together with a specific melody that will always stick with me. So something about our curious brains that link those things. So welcome into our second hour of the Baltimore Old Time Jam. Brad, Ken, Alex, we've got a whole other hour of tunes. We're in the key of D right now. Before we march on, it's 8 o'clock, maybe time for a couple quick jam tips. We've been starting the past couple of jams, just providing some little nuggets about jamming, and I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
This is a very practical one. It's not necessarily one that relates to your playing specifically, but I find that a lot of players aren't aware of what key tunes are in, and they'll just request tunes that are in some random key they aren't sure. So I would say it's worth the time to learn what keys the tunes you know are in, whether they're in C or D,
It's like a little
G or A. Keep a list, try to memorize it, because it can actually be a non-starter in a jam. If you suggest a tune, you build up the courage to finally request a tune, and it's in the wrong key, and then you feel sort of deflated and defeated that you suggested a tune that they won't play because it's not in the right key. So just take the time, it doesn't take long, to memorize and to know what key the tunes that you know are in. And that can be an issue for any instrumentalist. I know a lot of fiddlers don't always know what tunes the keys are in, but I would say that's a very practical thing to learn. It's very helpful when you're requesting tunes in a jam, so that you don't feel like you lost your chance to suggest a tune in the wrong key. So I don't know how practical that is, but I think that could be useful, because it happens a lot in jams where people request the wrong key, and it's not a big deal. It's just
a lot of times the tune is rejected and you're not sure why, and it's because it's just in the wrong key, and you kind of slink away. Following up on that is to know the genre, because sometimes you're in an old time jam and folks will suggest that, since we're playing tunes that originated in Ireland, and folks will suggest an Irish tune in an old time jam, and that won't typically go over well as well. So it's good to know the genre of old time,
or if it's like a weird original tune that it could be a great tune,
yes.
but if it's not a tune that's known by others in the jam, it's usually not the best
jam
choice.
killer.
Yeah, they're called jam killers or jam busters. Jam busters.
Right. You just want to avoid those. Yeah.
Yeah. Not to say that you always have to play the super standards, but
Yeah.
you might want to have a couple in mind. Just if you're suggesting a tune that you aren't sure if anybody knows, you might want to have one ready to go as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing I wanted to mention is don't be afraid in a jam. We don't see this too much, because I think in the culture in the Baltimore jam, because I think people have gotten used to the idea of playing. But sometimes I'll just see someone sitting there with their fiddle, afraid to play, even though there's maybe 15 people playing around them, and it's that fear of mistakes. We got to get over that. So my tip for today is don't be afraid of mistakes. We certainly make lots of them, don't we?
Oh yeah, I made a bunch in that last tune. Just go back and rewind it. Earlier I played some wrong notes here and there. And the thing is about these tunes and these instruments is that they're usually tuned in such a way that if you just play your open chord, like your D chord, it's kind of hard to play. Even if you play a wrong note, it's not going to sound that awful.
No.
I don't know.
And no
Even if it does, who cares?
No one cares. Yeah, people really do not care. Most people are focused on what they're trying to do in their tune, and it's good just to relax and let it go.
Melissa says, I once requested Whiteface when we weren't in G, and Ken said no. I didn't know why at the time. I was crushed. Exactly. That's
right,
why it's
yeah.
important to know
Yeah.
what key the tune is in, because that way,
Sorry
that
for
kind of
crushing
thing doesn't
you.
happen.
Usually I say it's not in the key because we were probably in the key of D.
I like Sandra's work on having a few tunes you're confident on each key. That's definitely a great thing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you might really want to play this one tune in C, but you're in D all night long.
Right.
And you just can't get there. So it's nice. That's a great tip.
Yeah. I'd say a minimum of like 3 or 4 in each key. That'd be great.
And shoot for the G, D, and A especially are your big keys.
Yep.
Yeah.
One jamming tip I'll give you all is don't be afraid to ask somebody else what tuning they're in, because the fiddler you might be playing the key of D, but the fiddler might have their low string tuned up, and you might be watching their hands. Or maybe the banjo player puts on a capo, or maybe another banjo player doesn't, and they just tuned up their instrument. So it can be kind of confusing if you're watching around, especially if you're a guitar player and you see somebody who's playing really confidently. Maybe put on the capo where they have the capo, things like that. And also in that realm, don't be afraid to retune, because it makes your instrument sound better. It makes you sound better, and it's more fun to play the music that way.
Yep. Yeah, and along those lines, all of these suggestions tonight kind of have a common thread of they're kind of all jam etiquette sort of suggestions, but they're also tips that can help you feel more confident in your playing that aren't necessarily related to the melodies themselves. But with that in mind, just sort of piggybacking off what Alex said, it's okay to ask questions to the people next to you. Like, what key is this in, or how many parts does this have, or what chord was that, or what was the name of that tune? Like, I'm always asking questions in jams, and of course with these virtual jams it's a little trickier, but you can always ask questions in the chat, and other folks will probably answer them for you before we even get to it. So yeah, don't be shy. Ask questions.
Questions
about
mean
music.
learning.
Yeah, how many parts does it have, or what was that weird
What
note?
do you want to play?
What chord was that? So let's keep the tunes flowing here.
All right.
Baltimore Old Time Jam.
You want to do that one? Or how about Johnny Don't Get Drunk?
Great.
Love that tune.
As
So-
I take a drink of the beer.
Yeah, Johnny Don't Get Drunk. So this was one that I didn't ever make the connection to an Irish tune called Miss Monaghan's until Robin Bullock suggested it when we were having this discussion about tunes of Irish origin, and I guess he recorded both tunes and made the connection. And so once he did it, made that connection, I immediately went, oh yeah, I hear it now. So Johnny Don't Get Drunk, in the key of D. And this is a pretty standard tune for us at the Old Time Jam. You'll hear that a lot. Here we go. Johnny Don't Get Drunk.
classic.
It is. And I definitely think of the Baltimore Old Time Jam whenever I play that tune.
That's the tune that I got YouTube famous on.
You did?
Oh yeah.
I got yeah.
Oh,
Speaking of
yeah.
jamming, that was a Moonshine V, a prolific videographer of old time jams. Which
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure
Moonshine.
You've seen
Yeah, I've seen a million
any
of
of
her
the
videos.
videos, but she captured a jam that I was playing with one of
With
our
Rachel?
bandmates, Rachel, and Christian Herner and Hunter Walker on the dulcimer. And at the time, I had never played that tune, and that was actually the first time I ever played the tune. And it's been captured and watched 70,000 times.
Cool.
And in the B part of that tune,
It's
in the jam,
Did you play the wrong chord?
I played the G chord, the 4 chord, one beat later. But the jam sounds so great because no one was fighting with me in that jam. They said, with their ears, they're like, well, we're going to play the B note here, and Alex is going to get to the G chord there. So I'll tell that to you all here.
There is this, in that B part.
I played it like this.
Oh, yeah, you missed it right there, right? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
everyone changed it, so we
So
jammed.
they just did what?
Well, yeah, they just changed it as we kept playing.
Because they realized you weren't going there, so they.
Yeah.
Why
So
not?
what are we gonna do next in there, Jam?
All right, let's do. Why don't we do Old Molly Hare, or we could do Too Young to Marry.
Your pick. Fiddler's Privilege.
Well, that's another jam tip. The fiddlers are always in charge. It's not necessarily true.
Yeah, I don't
There is
I don't
an-
ascribe to that.
There is an inferiority complex that can evolve if you don't play fiddle.
In some jams, the fiddlers do rule, but
I'm a fan of anybody being.
Anyone can pick it, too.
I've been in some jams where they'll say, "Oh, if only the fiddlers pick," and I think that's
And
ridiculous.
speaking
is.
of which, friends out there, if you want, suggest some tunes. We haven't really had any requests tonight, so please make your requests. Put them in if you want to play them.
let's do Old Molly Hare. And this is the same tune as the Fairy Dance.
It's like a good tune to start with.
Yeah, it's that one. Has a lot of chord changes.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Right. Here we go. Old Molly Hare. I'll give you a little shuffle here.
in D.
Okay.
And then we'll go to the key of A.
Do you want to do Twin Sisters?
We had
Thanks to all of you who have contributed to the virtual tip jar so far tonight. Appreciate all your contributions, both big and small, whatever
Patrick.
you are willing to contribute
The wind that shakes the barley.
would be lovely, as
We could do
that's
that.
what keeps this jam going.
St. Anne's real.
St. Anne's
We got
good.
2 requests. The wind that shakes
Could
the
do
barley.
St. Anne's.
St. Anne's real.
Could do both.
Wind that shakes the barley.
Why don't you-
Oh yeah, St. Anne's Real. Is that originally an Irish tune or is that a French Canadian tune?
French Canadian.
French Canadian.
But it's one. But they, it's played everywhere. It's one of those universal tunes.
That's a
It's
great
played-
one.
Yeah, we could do that.
Sure.
2 good requests. That was a lot of chords.
Yeah, that was like one of those tunes that's like kind of pretty straightforward on the fiddle, but if you're playing chords, it's a massive undertaking.
It
Do
was-
the B minor to E minor thing in the B part.
we're gonna do the B minor to the E minor.
I like that.
Okay.
You could do some crazy chords if you really want. So St. Anne's Real.
Maybe we can get to Red Haired Boy in the key of A when we get there. It's also a great tune.
Okay, St. Anne's Real.
Ready? Yeah, should we do one more in D? Quick
Yeah, one more D.
A Durang's, we only have 3.
But Durang's not really. I shouldn't have put that down because that's an American fiddle tune.
Or
No,
Twin Sisters.
no origin. I just kind of was thinking Hornpipe. Twin Sisters. Let's do that.
Mandolin.
What do
Oh,
we do?
yeah.
You want to do some or you want to do mandolin?
Yeah, I haven't played any mandolin
Okay.
in this jam at all. So.
Ever.
Never.
Not that I play much of it. But there are a lot of mandolin players out there.
Twin Sisters. First time I heard this tune, I said, "Wait a minute, that's Boys of Blue Hill." And I think I heard it at the Baltimore Jam. Actually,
yeah?
It might have been.
Yeah.
Is Boys of Blue Hill usually a jig or
It's a hornpipe.
hornpipe?
Yeah. So a lot of hornpipes, Irish hornpipes, were converted to, sped up a little bit, straightened out slightly, and became old-time fiddle tunes.
It's funny how in old time music there are a lot of tunes that are called jig or hornpipe or reel,
But
but they're all just like regular old
Not
reel.
fiddle tunes,
They're all
yeah.
just reels,
Yeah,
basically.
right. Yep.
Dum ba ba dum ba ba dum ba ba.
Right, exactly.
All those, in case you aren't aware, a hornpipe, a reel, a
Jigs.
barn dance.
Oh, yeah.
They all kind of have different feels, even though a lot of them are in 4/4. Of course, a jig is 6/8, but a waltz 3/4. But yeah,
Yep.
they have different kind of feels. But in old time, we kind of smooth it out.
It's all the same.
All right, last one in D.
Okay. So this is Twin Sisters, and if you know the Irish tune Boys of Blue Hill, it's basically the same. Almost. How's it go? Yeah, there it is. mandolin
There
playing.
we go.
Yeah.
All right. It's the one time I'll play mandolin all year.
Should we do one more in D and then do 3/8? Because I'm going to have time for 3/8 tunes.
Sure.
Well, we did have a request for a red-haired boy.
Oh, yeah, so that will give
There was a
4
comment
tunes.
earlier that I want to flag.
What's that?
It said, interesting use of notes. I like that. I feel like that could be a good review for an album.
Interesting use of notes.
Who knows what that's referencing
I'm not sure what that
specifically,
means.
but
Interesting use of
I think that was during the previous tune.
Came in during St. Anne's.
Yeah.
Oh. Because we weren't playing all the...
Who knows?
Yeah.
I just like that phrase.
Interesting use. That
Okay.
could mean a lot of different things.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to go to A?
Yeah. 20. Well, we got 25 minutes, so maybe.
Well, let's do one more in D because we have this. We got.
How about Fisher's?
We could do Fishers or
That's
Cheap.
like such a classic one. It's
It
so
is.
notey.
It
Never
is.
play it.
Yeah, it's true. That's why.
We were talking about hornpipes and things like and such.
Yeah, let's do this one. This is a classic.
For all you chord players, and this comment really refers to everybody because you're all playing chords, whether all the notes are happening at once or they're happening
Let's go fast.
or they're happening in lots of spurs of notes as a melody player. There's a 2 chord, a big E major chord in this one, in the B part.
Yep.
Yeah, and as a chord player, the A part's a lot of 1 to 4, and the B part has a lot of 5 to 1.
Yep.
And there's lots of other nooks and crannies, but those are the 2 things.
Be ready to go back and forth. 1 and 3. 1 and the 3. Right?
Most importantly, remember to breathe.
Definitely. And this is another one of those tunes
A lot
that
of arpeggios.
it's one of those tunes that crosses over all genres. It's very much like St. Anne's Reel. That I think it was one theory. It was written by a German named Fischer,
Really?
and German guy, I think, is the story. But it is you'll hear it in French Canadian music, and you'll hear it in old time and bluegrass and Irish, etc. And sometimes in the key of F. We're not going to do an F. Key of D. Here we go. Fisher's Hornpipe. tune.
What a flurry of notes.
It is a lot of notes.
Yeah.
It's really fun to play though.
Oh yeah. Great tune.
Almost never played that one.
All right, let's do a few more in the key of A.
Key back? Alright. Yeah, we didn't get around to Coleman's or to.
We play that one a lot in our normal.
Yeah, we do in our normal lives.
Maybe should we do just a regular one for next time? No theme.
Yeah, well, I won't be here the next one, so you guys, yeah, so you should probably do a regular.
What do
thing,
you
regular-
all want to do out there in Jamland?
Just regular jam,
Regular
I would
tunes?
say. Yeah, regular tunes next time.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to go
Get
back,
back
to
to
just
it.
to
Yeah,
do some theme jams every now and then. but
yeah, we'll spread them out.
That way we have some opportunities for you to request tunes a bit more freely
Yes, I think so
Yeah.
too.
instead of fitting them within the box of the
Right.
theme.
It's harder to think
It
of
is
them.
harder, yeah.
It's harder for us to think of them, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Mostly just us going stir crazy, trying to keep it fresh.
Yeah, we just wanted
I
to mix
think-
it up a little bit, so we thought of some themes, or you helped us think of things.
Do you want to play Old Mother Flanagan?
Yeah, that's good.
Clifftop tunes. All right. Ooh, Sharon, that's kind of a good idea.
All
They're
tunes
much-
are clipped
like-
up tunes.
There's so many tunes that are
What-
what
but
is
I-
a cliff top tune?
I like
They're
the
all-
idea that like you can't play it unless there's been like a recorded jam video. I mean, you know,
It's
just
got to be like a clipped up jam tune.
in the effort of trying to be creative within some
Oh, gosh.
confine, which that wouldn't restrict us that much.
No, it wouldn't. You know, almost anything would go because there are a million clipped
I
up
think we've
jams.
probably all been in cliff top videos.
No, some yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
We've all
three of
been-
us.
three
Yeah.
of us, yeah.
Yes. Ooh, Mason's Apron. That's a good request as well for A.
Yeah. Is that? Do you hear that in old time? I guess. Oh,
Not at
it's
all.
yeah. But there's
No.
there's
It's an Irish,
another,
you know.
there's
a
an
great
old
tune.
time version of that Mason's Apron. There is. I can't think of the title right now. Does anyone know what it is?
What?
There's a version of Mason's Apron that has shows up in old time a little bit, and I forget. It's a different title. I've heard it on rare occasions.
Jonathan says marches for the month of March.
There's a bunch of marches.
Yeah,
out
we
there.
have to find enough marches.
There are a bunch of them with a
If
march.
you want to help co-lead our next jam.
Oh wait, the next
Yeah,
year would
he
be
could-
March
Well,
Madness.
there's like, no, right.
Yeah, anybody want to join my bracket pool? I'm getting my
right,
picks
yeah.
in.
We're basketball fans, Brad and I,
We are. yes.
modal tune. A
The
jam
rare
of
breed,
all
being an
modal
old-time musician and a
sports fans.
sports fan. But yeah, let's go Terps.
Yeah, so Brad has a bracket. If you want to be part of Brad's bracket thing,
Yeah, my OTAF bracket pool. It's
Right.
just the two of us right now.
right, right. It's just very small, but yeah,
If you want to join, let us know. We'll throw you into our pool. It's just for fun.
yeah. We don't really know what we're doing, but we just guess like everybody else. So we got. That's a pretty normal tune. Blue Shot Lincoln.
And this one comes from.
This one comes from. That became, yeah, isn't that crazy? So that's 100 pipers.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. There we go. Boosh. What's that? Yeah, let's get some fiddles good. I learned this from Jim Taylor, hammered instrument player, and Bruce Green from a recording from called The Civil War from
I
decades
think I
ago.
learned this from a Uncle Earl recording of this one.
Oh yeah? So we have a little different version, I know. So we're in cross A, fiddlers.
This one's got, for all you guitar players and chord players out there, it's got a lot of 1 going to the minor 6 chord,
F sharp minor.
And I am crazy. I'm not going to put my cape on, so I'm just going to do a lot of bar chords. Yeah. Just because I like the sound of this open A. And I love this E. One of the best chords on the guitar. You can't get it with the
I like
capo.
that E chord.
But
Blue shot like it.
Put
Yes.
capo 2 makes it, playing in G position makes it a lot easier as a guitar player.
Here we go. Blue shot Lincoln. 53.
Oh, jeez. Nice.
Nasty.
Hungry.
All right, so you want to do Old Mother Flanagan, or you want to do?
Let's see, Sue.
Red,
Sue requested John Stenson's number 2.
Yep.
I got 1 like on that.
Okay.
We got time for one. Yeah, go for it. John Stenson's number 2.
So this, the chords in the B part are a little unusual. We have
Fancy.
A to F sharp minor, so major to relative minor, and then we go D to B minor, major to relative minor again. That's the way I like to think about it.
Ooh.
1 to relative minor, 4 to relative minor, and then to an E chord. D then E chord, I think. Something like that. And so John Stenson's, I actually recorded this tune years ago with the group Helicon. And we recorded it as a jig and as a reel. And then I started to hear it in old time circles. And I was like, that's an Irish tune. John Stenson's number 2.
So Sue just asked a good question. She
What's
said,
that?
"What was that tune between the B parts and the? What was the chord between the B parts and the A parts?"
Oh, and the last tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we played a D chord
Yeah.
right at the end there. Hold on a second. In that, right at the end there, we would just go to a D chord right there and a 4 chord.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So let's go to John Stenson's. That was different.
Yeah. All right.
Old Mother Flanagan?
All right, well, close it out
We're
with
out
one
of
fun.
time,
Yeah. And this is borrowed from the Irish tune Molly Brannigan.
Should play guitar, you got bass. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Here we go. Old Mother Flanagan. That was fun.
Thanks for joining us here, everybody.
Don't forget the tip jar.
Yep, tip jar is always open. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. I don't think you'll be here, but
I won't be here.
we'll do it again soon. Stay in touch, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy March. Happy spring. It's on the way.
Happy March Madness. Keep your brains
Yeah.
safe.
March Madness. Let's go Terps.
Keep wearing your masks. We'll get through this, and
Get vaccinated.
well, yeah, get vaccinated. We'll jam.
Peace.
Oh yeah.